I feel like if you logically look at a game, obviously a game is just a summation of all the different plays, and the product is that. But I feel like the psychological aspect is really what I look at when two teams face off at each other, and I feel like you can absolutely demoralize a team by one play, and that is what causes the one play to be the play, because the plays thereafter are affected by that singular moment. So for example, that David Tyree catch was just so unbelievable, for example, that you could argue that the Patriots were just completely out of it or shell shocked, or and I feel like everything, it's funny because it's like that one play changed everything, but the plays that followed it were the reason why the game went the way it did.
Okay, but we'll just stick to this example quickly before we move on to another example. What would have happened if LeBron didn't block Iggy's layup, though? Because I think that's why Golden State Warriors and basketball fans remember the play so much, is because if Iggy makes that layup, they're thinking Golden State's taking this game. But LeBron prevented Iggy from making the layup, and then Kyrie makes the shot, and Cleveland wins the game.
I think the entire Cleveland Cavaliers were invigorated by that block. It was a classic, textbook LeBron block, and you needed it at that moment, and you could feel it across the world when you blocked that shot. You almost knew that the Cavs were going to win.
Do you think that the shot, regardless of the score, do you think the shot was bigger than the block?
Shot was 100 times bigger.
Oh,
I don't think the shot's related to the block at all. That shot is.
I think that's fair to say. The shot is independent of the block, but I think but I think their team morale was dependent on the block, not.
Which caused the shot.
I don't know.
Because
Kyrie is an all-star, superstar player. Making a shot is not the.
But they were shooting bricks for minutes and minutes on end, like you said, and then he's just gonna come after that huge moment and just bang that three off balance. It was a hard shot.
But you can also
the winner or loss
for me, man, and I guess I'll always go back to this. Sports is all psychology to me at that level. When you're that elite, there's so much parity and skill and talent, and you're the best on the planet. What sets players apart are how mentally tough are you, how mentally consistent are you, how clutch are you? Everybody talks about being clutch. That's just being psychologically strong and staying and sticking to your guns. If you can drill 50 in a row in the gym and then 50 in a row in the game, that's just psychological.
So I'm saying if you're winning and then the team starts coming back, I feel like you can't. There's almost nothing you can do. I don't think you can start to play better to change the outcome. I think that it's all, like you're saying, in your head. Once the other team starts coming back, I disagree. I don't think you can, because like you said, we see it time and time again. Teams, as many teams have we seen, try to come back and they just didn't have enough. We've seen teams lose it all.
Okay, turn it back.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example that I think
100%.
everyone can remember.
Okay.
I'll take you back to Game 6. No, not Game 6. Sorry. Texas Rangers, Toronto Blue Jays,
right.
Jose Bautista, right?
Remember
that 7th inning where, I think it was 1-1, Russell Martin throws it off Chu's bat.
Yeah.
Texas Rangers take the lead.
Right.
It's either 2-1 or 3-2.
Right.
Took the lead, and you could argue the entire momentum of that game shifted there.
Right.
But the Toronto Blue Jays didn't let that one event ruin the game. They came back.
Yeah.
And Bautista hit the 3-run home run, backflip, won the game, moved on to the next round of the playoffs. So I'm just saying, there's examples of winning teams who they had every excuse to kind of crumble and say it's just it's fate today, but they were able to be mentally tough and kind of stick.
Maybe it just comes down to fate, and it's not even necessarily what the team was able to do. So even this year in the World Juniors, Finland scores with I don't know however many seconds left. It bounces off 3 people, goes between DiPietro's arm. You get a penalty shot, you miss, and then you have a wide open net. Guys stick breaks, and then they come back down and score off the defenseman's stick. To me, that's fate. So,
do you think a referee contingent play can be this single play that costs the game, or should you never leave the game in the ref's hands? Should you? That's because you can argue that that's an excuse to just be well, that one play. What about Sean Payton throwing on first down?
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about that.
I would normally be on that side, but when a call is that blatantly missed, it's really hard for me to take that position.
But I think that a team like the Saints, a guy like Drew Brees, he should be able to overcome something like that. I mean, he's been around the league so long. He's one of the most savvy quarterbacks in the league. He's the most emotional, passionate, inspirational quarterback ever. Besides Brady. But
Breeze is
But-
Breeze is a legend.
But
I don't think we've ever seen a call that bad in that big of a moment.
True.
Like, I can't
That's
recall
true.
something that momentum changing.
And if they call the penalty, they get the first down, and the
Exactly.
Saints win. That's the only thing. Like,
It's like that's
I agree. I agree.
And they
I don't
kept
think.
the
I don't
football.
think Breeze even played that great. I think the
played,
Saints.
played really bad, dude.
And Breeze got the ball in overtime. He had a chance
Yeah.
to win the game, and he threw a pick, which is really the reason they lost. But Saints fans can also say it should have never even gone to overtime, and it's hard to.
Now we're
argue
getting into
that.
philosophical debates of the butterfly effect. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, it's tough. It's a tough discussion to have, but I don't know. I just great teams don't let fate decide it for them, man. They,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They just win.